Hello and welcome to Kano Spotlight. This week, Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje has signed the 2019 budget into law, just as he swears in 4 new commissioners. These are more stories ahead. Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje has signed the 219.9 billion naira 2019 budget into law. The budget was signed at the council chambers in the presence of the State Executive Council members. According to the governor, the budget was designed to take care of the aspirations of the people of Kano State. He said his administration has achieved a lot in the areas of capital projects in the past years.
A very important document has been signed. The most important document that comes from our legislature is the annual budget. We have just signed the annual budget, of which has the total sum of 219 billion 970 million 976,010 naira. This amount, 61%, represents capital expenditure, while 39% represents recurrent expenditure. This budget has taken into consideration the probable increase in salary. So the actual amount is not known, but we know with some adjustments, if the amount for the minimum wage is not much, the budget will be able to contain it. But if it is much, then a lot of things have to be done.
There are a lot of things that have been co-opted there for the well-being of Kano people, and there are a lot of things there that will really take care of the well-being of Kano people in terms of empowerment, in terms of other important infrastructure, etc.
Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje has sworn in 4 new commissioners in a move to address new challenges and bring about greater development to the state. The newly sworn-in commissioners, Mukhtar Ishaq, Shehu Kura, Bashir Karaye, and Muhammad Tahar, are to serve at special duties, planning and budget, science, technology and innovation, and higher education ministries. While explaining that their selection was based on merit, Governor Ganduje charged them to be diligent and wished them God's protection as they embark on their new jobs.
This time around, we've appointed 4 new hands whose coming on board is timely, especially at this critical time of the last lap of our first tenure, where more able hands are needed to complete many important programs and projects embarked upon by this administration, and at the same time consolidate on the gains already achieved. It is an universal government procedure to, from time to time, appoint and deploy its top functionaries as part of a process towards overhauling government machinery with a view to adequately addressing new challenges and enduring legacies. In this regard, we make painstaking efforts to ensure that our new appointees, just like the ones before, are selected of merit for maximum output and accommodative decision-making. It is pertinent to inform that, as part of our policy of testing the integrity of government functionaries, the new appointees were subjected to both security and the drug scrutiny test, which they all excellently passed before their names were forwarded for final clearance by the honorable members of the State House of Assembly. Their selection is therefore vindicated upon their proven track records, wealth of experience, patriotism, humbleness, and fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As chief executives of your respective ministries, I therefore call on you to bring your trades to bear in the new responsibilities you will begin to shoulder as from today. The good people of Kano State, and indeed myself, have high expectation for you, and I hope you will live to that expectation. You will be assigned to various ministries, and it is expected of you to bring your previous experiences and make positive changes in your new offices so as to achieve the desired objectives. Today, our modest achievements since assumption of office confirm the determination of this administration to meet these goals and objectives. We have pursued an aggressive internal revenue generation drive, necessitated by the dwindling in all revenues from the Federation account, including the introduction of some reforms in our institutions. At this juncture, I would like to restate our covenant to the people of Kano State that with a new hand, we will continue to move Kano forward by ensuring, among others, the betterment of the lives of our people. While praying for Allah's guidance, I wish to congratulate the newly appointed commissioners and wish all of them Allah's protection.
The new commissioners assured the governor of their commitment to serve.
For the development of Kano State and Nigeria in general. That is the expectation. And I'm ready to do that. Because of the experiences I have, I think I can do something. I will work to the extent of getting everything possible to develop the state, and particularly the ministry I'm assigned to work with.
As we are sworn in as commissioners, maybe there must be some reasons. Therefore, we are assuring the people of Kano State that we will do all our best to see that Kano has been uplifted, has been groomed as far unlike before. And we'll do all we could to create and strategize some developmental project and other social amenities to our team of populace in Kano State.
Well, you know, the duties of the special duties is to assign or to carry out any assignment assigned by the chief executive of the state. So we'll wait and see, but we must have some initiatives, especially in the area of empowerment and the training and retraining of our teaming youth in order to be self-dependent.
Aisha Jafar, the former Commissioner for Budget and Planning, was reassigned to the State Ministry of Education. Wife of the Kano State Governor, Hafsat Ganduje, says modalities have been put in place to ensure women in the state get maximum support from Governor Abdullahi Ganduje's government. She disclosed this during an empowerment program at Dawakin Topa local government area of Kano State. Women in their thousands converged on Dawakin Topa to witness an empowerment program organized by Reps member Jana Abdul Jobi in collaboration with the Kano State government.
The essence of this gathering is to see our people, to say hello to them, and to share the very best and all our political interests as far 2019 is concerned. We want to share our concern with them. We want to see the very best and we'll say hello to them, and we want to share a situation whereby at least we will share some talking of appreciation to them. And what I'm saying in essence, we will give them naira in naira, not dollar, naira in naira, so that we appreciate their effort. because we can see the very best. Our people are here. Most of you can see the number of the participants. So we are trying to see at least 1,500 women from Dawakin Tofa, Rimungada Tofa. We will try and empower them at least with some tokens so that they can go and start, they can start a business on their own. So that's what we are trying to do now.
Kano State Governor's wife, Hafsat Ganduje, was accompanied by wife of the Deputy Governor, Hafsat Gawuna, and other wives of government officials to the event. In her remarks, Hafsat says having Governor Ganduje and President Muhammadu Buhari at the helm of affairs is a blessing to the people.
Alhamdulillah, 2015, God provided us with the best of the best. God gave us Baba Buhari as the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria. God gave us Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, Khadim al-Islam, as the Executive Governor of Kano State. And my God, Kano was so much blessed because almost every seat in Kano State was APC. All our positions, the whole of the 69 aspirants, the whole of the 69 seats won in 2015 was won by the only single party in the state, APC. You know, you cannot combine darkness and light. The difference is clear. And we know we cannot go back to a party that is already dead, a party that has already been buried, the party that is inside the grave.
She noted that modalities are in place to ensure women get adequate support from the present administration.
Alhamdulillah, when our governor came to power, he promised, and part of the promise he made was to make women inclusive in governance. And by God, in all our 44 local governments, we have appointees, we have representatives who are working hand in hand with the government. Kowa ya tabbata daga irin wannan taro da muke gani wanda ba shine na farko ba, muna da kyakkyawan zaton cewa da yardar Allah subhanahu wata'ala za mu yi nasara gagaruma. Baya da bayan godiya ta musamman da muke wa mai girma gwamnan jihar Kano a bisa hidimomi da yawa al'ummar jihar Kano, maza da mata, mazajenmu wato da 'ya'yayenmu waɗanda ba za su lasabtu ba a wannan guri, sai dai mu ce alhamdulillahi alhamdulillahi, Allah ya ƙara tabbatar mana da alkhairi.
Muna iyawa mu taimaka, muna taimakawa, za mu ci gaba da taimakawa kowa da kowa. Abin da yake so in fara shine, Your Excellency the First Lady, mu a Dawakin Tofa mun ga da Tofa, amma zaɓi mu guda 38. Babu mazaɓa da za ka je guda ɗaya ta wanda baka samu abin da Joba ya asasa ba. Za a sami inda za a ce inda ga wani Joba ya asasa wani guri ba. Saboda haka mun yi abubuwa a halin da muke ciki a yanzu, akwai capital project manya-manya wanda muke yi, misali a nan Dawakin Tofa muna yin National Development Center wadda akalla in Allah ya sa an gama wannan National Development Center tana kostin kuɗi naira biliyan.
Allahu kamar yadda kowa yake faɗa, insha Allahu kafin 10 Dawakin Tofa ta nuna alƙiblata APC sak daga Muhammadu zuwa Muhammadu. Insha Allah muna godiya, salamu alaikum.
Bisa kulawar da kike mana, bisa kulawar da kike wa 'yan jam'iyya maza da mata na jihar Kano gabaki daya, musamman mu 'yan karamar hukumar Dawakin Tofa da Rimin Gado. Allah ya saka miki da alheri, Allah ya kai ki gida lafiya.
And here is how the beneficiaries responded.
We come to empower women from different local government in one constituency, from Dawakin Tofa, Rimungado, Dawakin Tofa, and Tofa, by our great leader, Honorable Engineer Tijjani Abdulkadir Jobe.
Abin da zamu ce mata sai dai godiya domin ta zama uwar marayu masu uwar ma ita ce uwarsu. Ba dan komai ba tana kulawa da mu yadda ya kamata.
Da taimakon mata Allah ya sa a yi taro lafiya yanda gwaggo za ta zo lafiya da ita da jama'ar ta Allah ya sa ta koma gida lafiya.
Insha Allah za mu ci zabe. Insha Allah za mu ci zabe. Ni ba na ma fargaba akan cin zabe. Ni zabe ma na riga ma na gama kirga gurbin.
Muna farin ciki wannan rana tabbar ranar da aka biya mun kujerar hajji haka nake jinta. Sabida abun farin ciki lokal gaman 44 yau gasa a garin Tawakin Tofa sabida so da kauna da muke da mai girma gwamna.
The federal government has approved a proposal by the Kano state government to purchase 540 megawatt generated by Kwa Ibue power plant to assist the state industrialization plan. The acting Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, stated this to the visiting Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje and his team in Abuja.
Our industrial areas with electricity and provide the general public with electricity. In order for this to be possible, we have to complete this Tiga project and also the Chalawa Hydro project. Here, as you could see, we are at Tiga Hydro electricity project, where we have two types of turbines. The first will produce 5.8 megawatts and the second one will produce 2 megawatts.
Electricity consumption from residential and commercial sectors represent 80% of total electricity demand. When compared to the other West African countries, Nigeria's rate of electricity provision is relatively low. In 2010, electricity provision rates were at 48%, having increased by only 5% since the early 1990s. This situation has not only affected the population's living standards, it is also slowing down economic development. The closure of textile factories in 1990s in states like Kano, Kaduna, and Lagos is often put down to unstable power supply and network. But Kano State has moved to remedy the situation. It is seeking steady supply of electricity through proposal to buy 540 megawatts generated by the Kuebua power plant. The proposal was recently approved by the federal government. It is good news to Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, who says he is committed to re-industrializing Kano as a critical component of its development plans.
Kano is an industrialized state, but many of our states are down due to lack of electricity, and we have an industrial park which is also waiting for electricity, and we invited some industries from China, some investors from China who came and they inspected some of our ailing industries, and they decided to buy them off from the owners. But the problem is still that of electricity. So since there is an opening now, if a state can give a guarantee to get those who will purchase the electricity, and also give a guarantee with no liability to the federal government, with no risk to the federal government, then that process will be assisted so that we can have investors to come and produce thermal electricity in Kano. So that is why we are here to present our letter to show that we can bear the risk.
Your Excellency, this is by way of giving a brief on what our letter here contains. The major thrust is the issue of the commitment of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, to give all the required backing towards the actualization of generation and making available 540 megawatts of electricity for re-industrialization of Kano.
The acting Minister of Finance also believes that the commitment made in the proposal submitted by the Kano State will go a long way in reducing the burden on the federal government.
We have a very huge power gap in the country, and the power gap is more in the northern part of the country than it is in the south.
So when we see an opportunity where power can be generated from the south-south and transmitted across the country and delivered to the northwest, we all have a responsibility to make sure that it comes into fruition. I'm really glad, Your Excellency, that you made a commitment to set up Kano Bulk Electricity Trading Company. Your ability to provide us with a counter guarantee will ease the burden on the federal government. As it is now, because of all the guarantees we have signed into and taken, we find ourselves paying on a monthly basis 70% of power that is generated but not put to use. It's a drain on the limited finances of government.
The policy, when implemented, will benefit Kano and other neighboring states like Kaduna, Jigawa, and Katsina. With this cheery news on independent power supply to boost economic development in Kano State, we wrap up this week's episode. Until next time.